Isn't he cute? This is Boris. He is a 17-year-old Asian small-clawed otter. Now, he is a freshwater species, and this species is found in lakes, rivers, and streams throughout Southeast Asia. He's cute. He's rubbing around pretty good over there, checking everything out. Now, he is the smallest species. See how tiny he is? You can see he's the smallest species of 13 species of otters. Right? He's drying off. Being in the water. So yeah, 13 species of otters. He is the smallest species, buddy. Now, the closest relative to this guy is actually the weasel and the skunk. But otters, and Boris here, way better swimmer, all right? These guys will spend a lot of time in the water. And let's talk a little bit about him. So if you look at his claws, he's got webbed digits. They're tiny. If you look closely, you'll see them. And these webbed digits allow him to swim through the water with ease. And this little dude has a lot of fur, right? 450,000 hairs per square inch on the otter. And when they swim through the water, they can actually close their ears and their nose. This pretty much makes them almost waterproof, doesn't it? Now, with all that being said, do you think they still have to be taught to swim by their parents? Anybody?
Sure.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, you're right. Why else would I ask you that? Yes, they do. They are taught to swim when they're pups by their parents. All right, but that's okay because they're very social animals and they're very family-based animals. So when you see otters, you're going to see them out in the water. They're going to be family groups. And what else is really cool? They all have their own fingerprint. Every otter does. But that fingerprint is a little different than ours. Their fingerprint is their smell. All right? So while he's rubbing around this towel right now, he's spreading his scent all over the place. Yeah, it takes a while. It's very important. You got to get that scent everywhere. Now, you're going to see otters in mangroves and also along riverbanks. All right? It's a different species you'll see around here. It's a freshwater species, North American species. But they are tearing up those mangroves. They are swimming through and burrowing through the riverbanks. And this is really important for the ecosystem. By doing that, all those burrows, it gives a place for them to actually live, other animals live, and it helps support soil and plant growth. Pretty cool, right? Now, they are not an endangered species, but they are threatened because of habitat destruction and loss. So conservation efforts are super important. Everybody, give a big hand for Boris. Wasn't he awesome? Thank you, Boris.
You can shout it out. 2 months? 2 weeks. Ooh, that's young. But she's actually about a year old. And she has plenty of time to grow into that size. In fact, alligators can live anywhere between 35 and 50 years in the wild and upwards of 80 years in managed care, just like here at SeaWorld. Now, show of hands, who's seen an alligator before? A couple people, a lot of people, right? Exactly. And that's because they're found commonly in the southeastern United States, from Texas all the way down here to Florida. You can find these guys in freshwater habitats like lakes, rivers, streams, even ponds at your local golf course. Do you have any golfers that know about that? The 18th hole, it's the game of your life. Yeah, no? I've seen the YouTube videos at least. Well, these guys have been around for an astonishing 250 million years. And over that time, they have become formidable apex predators. This is because of two distinct features, their armored bodies and their powerful jaws. As we're getting a close-up now, take a look at the back of their bodies and see how it's lined with these ridges. This is a term called osteoderms, or bony plates that act as a protective shield against predators. And look at that powerful jaw right there. Does anyone want to take a guess at how many teeth she has in her mouth at any given time? 10? More than 10. 50, 55, that's very specific, okay. 55 is the most specific. It's even higher than that. 100, you're getting there.
1,000.
1,000, wow, that would be cool. They have about 80 teeth in their mouth at any given time. And they're consistently losing those teeth and growing new ones, just like a shark would. We found that alligators will go through between 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in their lifetime. Now, alligators are unlike any other reptile because they'll actually take care of their young for about 2 years after they hatch. Now, alligators are one of my favorite animals to talk about purely because of their conservation message. Way back in 1967, they were actually listed as an endangered species. Now, this was because of overhunting and habitat loss. But thanks to 20 years of continued conservation efforts, we were able to take them off the endangered species list in 1987, the very same year that they became the official state reptile of Florida. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, now it is time to say see you later, alligator. Awesome. To my friend Everglade, and I'm going to welcome Brad back out.
An anteater. She is a lesser anteater, also known as a tamanua, all right? And they are really cool animals. They're primarily native to Central and South America in the rainforest, where they'll kind of go up to trees and be on the rainforest floor. And right now, she is enjoying a nice little mixture of worms, waxworms, and some green stuff. It's avocado. So kind of like an anteater's version of guacamole. Pretty cool, right? No chips though. Yeah, we'll save the chips for us later. Now, checking her out, there's some really cool things about the anteater. If you look closely right here, she's got some nice big claws. All right? They use those really thick, big claws there to dig into termite mounds and anthills. All right? They have to be strong and powerful to break them apart. And all those ants and those termites and all those insects, they come right out of that area and they have a really long tongue to slurp them right up. And we're gonna show you that. Do you think she has any teeth? No teeth, thank you, sir. No teeth at all, just a 16-inch long tongue that she's gonna get all those worms with. Check it out. Now on that tongue has a very sticky substance. It's actually kind of hard to wash off your hands if she's kind of licked you. But yeah, very sticky substance, and that allows her to get a hold of all these worms. Pretty cool, right? Now, you might ask, well, she's in those termite mounds, those anthills. How do they not get stung? Well, they have very, very thick fur that goes all different directions, and that helps protect their body from those ants and other things stinging them. So they're very, very coordinated animals. And one thing that helps their coordination is a tail, and it's called a prehensile tail. And that basically just means it can wrap around tree branches and logs and stumps, and it gives her a lot of support. They don't really necessarily swing from their tail, but they use it as they're kind of climbing around and wrap around, and she might kind of swing a little bit to get to that next branch. But that tail is very strong, lots of muscles in there, and she can wrap that right around this tree branch. Cool. They are sweet animals. Check her out. Their closest relative, this is kind of neat. Their closest relative is a sloth, believe it or not. Isn't that neat? All right. Cool. What do you guys think of Chaco? Thank you. She has this beautiful vest on her too. As Heather's picking her up, you'll see that beautiful vest. And so there's different species of anteaters, all right? And that's a vested anteater. Isn't she cool? There we go. Very cool. Thank you, Chaco. What?
Now, Panama is a great story to talk about because he is such a success when it comes to rescue. Believe it or not, he was found in his nest as a very young chick back in 2010. After careful observation, a local sanctuary decided that they needed to step in and intervene. And when he got here to us at SeaWorld, he was a very young and virtually featherless chick. You can see that over the years, Panama has become a popular animal ambassador and a beloved member of our SeaWorld family. Now, eastern brown pelicans, just like Panama, are found along the coasts of North America and some parts of South America, and they have quite a large wingspan of about 6.5 feet, which is showing off for you right now. And that wingspan allows them to glide effortlessly over our waters. Now that wingspan, along with their great eyesight, allows them to soar at a height of about 65 feet in the air, ready to dive with remarkable precision to catch their prey. One of the most distinctive features of a pelican, though, is their pouch, which Brad might have a chance to show you. Oh, he's showing it perfectly. Does anyone want to take a guess at how much water that pouch holds? 2 gallons? 8 gallons? We got a pretty big range. 2 gallons, 8 gallons. It's actually closer to that 2 gallon. They hold about 3 gallons of water in their pouch, and that's much more than that of their actual stomach capacity. So whether Panama is using that pouch for food or for hydration, it has become a vital asset to their survival. Now, unfortunately, the #1 threat to pelicans right now is abandoned fishing line. And more than 700 pelicans die every year in the state of Florida just from entanglements. But we want to rescue and we want to help save pelicans like Panama, correct? You want to keep them around? Yeah. Well, we can do so by properly disposing of that fishing line. By properly disposing of the fishing line, we can make sure that pelicans, just like Panama, continue to thrive, help populate our oceans, and just overall contribute to health of our ecosystem. Now, if you do want to see more rescued pelicans, just like Panama, you can see them over at our Pelican Preserve, which is right out front of our Manta Ride entrance. But let's give it up for Panama today. He did a great job. He did a fabulous job. I think he's the star of our show, right? Maybe still the anteater, maybe still the alligator. Panama wants to stay out. Now, all of our animals here at SeaWorld get the choice to do these presentations with us. You can see right now, Panama not only has chosen to come out and spend some time with us, but